Welcome to 2020 and the 2020 mowing season. Everything's a little bit dirty. I need to get it cleaned up, but I finally got it all pulled out, and this is my 2020 lawn care service setup video.
I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
So as you guys know, here's my enclosed trailer. It is 7 foot wide by 14 foot long with the 2-foot V-nose. Here is the 2005 2500 HD GMC Sierra with my plow, and it is a Western 7.6 Pro Series 2 with custom wings that I made. That doesn't matter since it's not lawn care. But here's the truck. There's the V-nose on the trailer. Here is the truck with my custom made sides I put on it. It is my dump truck, and I've showed this before in the past. This truck was all redone last year. Go back and check out the video for that, for custom lawn care truck, and you'll see what Roscoe and I did to it. Okay, so here is the open trailer. It is, I can't remember how wide this thing is. I think almost 8 foot wide, but it is 16 foot long. So your standard trailer, I got a little cage up front there for holding gas cans. That's where I usually put my premix can. I have this board screwed in right here because I put the Toro Time Master 30 right here, and it holds it from moving. Spare tire, nothing special. This is the fuel can rack that I built last year. I welded this whole frame together, and then I screwed boards in here, and each one of these straps goes through the handle of the gas can and hooks right on. It keeps any of them from coming out. So this is definitely one of my favorite features of this trailer. It makes it so much easier. I can pull up to a gas pump, fuel all the mowers, and fuel all 3 cans right there. I did put the Gorilla lift on here both sides last year. The gate, I didn't like the angle of it. When it came down, it was too steep of a pitch. When I came up on, like I'd back the Walker B up on, and the Walker B come up in the air and then slam down. So I welded a 1 foot extension. I built it out of square tubing, and if you guys remember that video, I welded it all on there, and then I welded steel mesh on there, and it definitely makes a big difference. It adds a little more weight, but with the Gorilla lift, it's no big deal at all. You guys know last year I put these Equipment Defender 3-piece rack on here, and I really like them, but there's some things I don't like about them. They do have the head supports, and I'll get into that on another video. But the plan is I'm eventually going to switch both trailers over to Green Touch everything. So Green Touch trimmer racks on both trailers, Green Touch blower racks on both trailers, and that's for right now. We'll go from there. I do have this double backpack rack on here that we use. We usually only hang 1 blower from it. I have these 2 compartments that I keep all kinds of stuff in, just basic stuff you would need, tools, premix oil, trimmer line, stuff like that. And then I have the Equipment Defender backpack blower rack that I usually keep one of the other ones on. And then right up here is for the trimmer string, hangs off right there. But that's the other trailer, and that's about it for that. So inside the enclosed, and this will all change this year, but this is where I keep my fuel cans, 3 5-gallon no-spill cans down there. I love them. I know there's a million other kinds, but that's what I like, and that's what I go with. So as far as everyday blowers go, well, we'll cover the hedge trimmers first. We have the Stihl HS56C, and I also have the KM131 combi system that I have a million attachments for. We'll get into that in a little bit. But here's my Stihl BR600 and my Stihl BR700. That was in here from the end of leaf season, but I also have the Echo 8010. We'll show that in a few minutes. My BR600 is my everyday go-to blower for blowing off driveways. It's light enough, it's powerful enough. It's just my go-to. It has been for a long time. I also have the Stihl, which one is this one? I can't remember. Oh, this is my BG86C. I used to have the 55 for years. I absolutely love that thing. This 86 is great too, but the 55 I've had for a long time. Fire extinguishers, gotta have them in here. I got 2 in the truck, 1 in the trailer. So back over here, we have a little toolkit down there, which is basic tools I need for everyday stuff. I have to upgrade that. I'm constantly missing stuff out of there. I don't know, I take it out of there, go to put it back in, it's not there. These right here, these are grip tracks. You can tell they're all muddy. I've used them. They have saved me and got me out of binds 100 times. They're made by a company called Sub-Zero. I bought them at Napa probably 4 or 5 years ago. I think they're like 30 bucks, worth every penny. There's been times in the spring where you just get stuck a little bit. Slide these underneath the tires. They give me grip, and I've gotten out of almost everything I've had to without having to pull anything out. When I do have to pull stuff out, I had made this up. This is a strap that you hook around a tree when you're felling a tree, and I have 2 climber grade clips on the end of here, carabiners on the end of here, and this has helped me out 100 times. I'll hook it onto another mower, hook it on the one that's stuck, and I pull it right out. I do have this extra length of rope in here if need be, but 9 times out of 10 these get me out. So let's start with the trimmers. This is Billy's trimmer here. This is the Stihl FS90R. We do not run guards on the end of my trimmers. I know there's some people that say you're crazy or stupid, and other people say we do it the same way. I don't care. This is how I do it, and this is my setup video. You run whatever you want. This here is my KM131 combi system. I usually keep the steel blade edger on there for all my edging. Usually in the beginning of the year, I go through every property and I cut in the initial edge with that. And then after that, I do my edges every week, almost exclusively with the trimmer. That's just the way I've always done it. This is my trimmer. This is the FS111RX. I love this thing. I've had it for a couple years now, and it's just an amazing trimmer. You do see I have all these blocks on everything. These are so that all my trimmers and everything can snap into the racks that I have on my open trailer, which are Equipment Defender. That's where the change is going to be coming in this year. We'll get to that. Here's my 2.5 gallon premix can and the big hole screen for my walker. Sometimes I run the big hole screen. Usually when it's wet, thick grass, I'll run the big hole screen. Everything else I run the small hole screen. It gives better suction. Up here is where I keep my spool of line. This is my go-to line. We've been over this. This is a Stihl. It's I think it's the 90. Yeah, it's the 90. That's the line that I use almost exclusively. I love that stuff. And up here, this is the cutter for cutting off the line. In the front here, I have my 6.2 jumbo accelerator. You guys know my opinion on these. If you're going to use a grass catcher and you're not using aluminum, I just think you're wasting your time. You got to go aluminum. It's the only way to go. They cost a lot more money, but they're worth every penny. But that's the jumbo. That's the one I've always had for the Wright Sport X, except for this year I'll be using it on the Toro Grandstand. A couple extra cones in here. I have this bin here that just has some it's empty now, but usually has some oddball stuff in it, whatever I need to put in it. These vents here, I cut these in a couple years ago. These are like standard floor vents for a house, and I cut the hole in and I put those in, and what they've helped out with a lot is they force air in when I'm coming down the road, and then the air goes right up out here. It kind of drafts through and it pulls that hot air out and puts it right out. It helps keep it cool big time. This is a bucket. I just throw a bunch of trash in when I'm out mowing. If I don't have somewhere to empty out the trash bags on the mowers, like a dumpster or garbage can or something on the property, when I get back in the trailer, I dump it out in there. Up here is just an array of crap. I need it cleaned out. I keep orange goop hand cleaner in here. You run into some nasty stuff sometimes and you just need to clean them real quick. I have spare caps for all my trimmers. I run the Echo speed feed heads on all my trimmers, and here's another piece of it there. That was just a spare one that it broke. We have sunflower seeds everywhere in here. Contractor grade garbage bags, K100. I've told you guys many times I pour that in everything. Couple tools for Stihl. You know, just different tools if you got to take something apart on a trimmer, blower, whatever. This cup here, you could probably guess what that's for. And up here are both sets of comfort trim. Many people have asked me, they've seen in my videos, what are those things that you put around your legs when you're trimming or doing weed whacking while wearing shorts? Comfort trim. We have a set for me and a set for Billy. Before that, these here are actually, they're lacrosse shin guards, and that's what I used for a long time. I do have one of these grabby tools in here for picking stuff up, and then spare belts. But that's pretty much all I have in this here. This is, it holds gloves, the vinyl gloves you wear, the disposable gloves. I usually keep a box in there just in case. Over here, this towel is always in here. I use it for whatever, wiping the sweat off my head or whatever I need to do. But I have a saw in here. I have a couple pairs of lobbers. Everything I have is made by Fiskars. That's what I bought forever, and that's what I like to use. So that is the enclosed trailer. All right, so let's get to what everybody came here for anyway. Everybody always wants the mowers. So this is the 2018 Walker B19. Has a 19 horse carbureted engine, has a 56-inch side discharge deck. What have I done to this? I've upgraded it to the Grammer suspension seat. I took the original 8.5-inch wheels that come on here, and I upgraded them to the 10.5-inch Low Pro that come on almost every Walker. I put a rear weight kit on the back of here to make up for the difference in with the big deck on the front. I have put the quick adjust height kit on here. I have also put on, here's the toggle right here. This is the quick shoot blocker on the side there. And as you guys know, this is essentially Billy's mower. So right here, I have the Walker MT. I'm not even positive on the year of this thing. I believe it's a 2010. Don't quote me. So much stuff has been done to this. It was a 26 horse EFI, and when I bought it, he'd converted over to a 23.5 horse carbureted engine. This thing has made me so much money, it's ridiculous. This is my #1 pick mower. If I had to pick just one mower to have, it would be this machine, because it bags. I can bag without a blower on the side. I can get in tight areas, but if I need to not bag, I just open the back door, leave it open, and let it blow out the back. I've done so much to this, I can't even cover it all. You guys will have to go back through it, but through all the videos. But it is a 48-inch GHS deck. Over here we have my Toro Time Master 30. Love this mower. Very expensive for a push mower, but if it were to blow up today, I'd buy another one tomorrow. Absolutely love this thing. A lot of controversy with this mower. A lot of people say don't buy it for commercial use, this and that. There's many guys all across the world that use this thing for commercial use year in and year out, and it just keeps on going, and it has done the same for me. So over here we have the 2019 Wright Sport X. It has a 52-inch side discharge deck. I haven't done too many things to this. I did put the trash bag accessory on the side. This mower does not come with it. What else have I done to it? I upgraded this seat. It had a small seat, probably, or pad about that big, and I upgraded it. New framing, new mounts, and new padded seat to upgrade that. Here is the trimmer rack, the top half. The bottom half bolts on right down here. It's in the garage. I take it off because everything hits it, and it's just a pain in the butt. So those, I believe, are all I've done to this thing with as far as upgrades go. As you can tell, everything here needs a bath, and that's why it's all out here. We finally got a nice day. But that is that machine, and that machine is for sale. So I'm actually trying to sell it for much lower than what it's worth or what I have into it. All total together with receipts, I'm sitting right around 11 grand into this machine, and it has 212.5 hours on it is all that's on this machine, and I'm selling it for $6,800. So this one's got to go. It's probably not going to see much use this year at all if I don't sell it before. Now onto the Toro. You guys know I bought this thing over the winter, and I've gone through it. I've done everything to this machine. I touched up some of the paint on the front of it. I put a new carburetor on it, new plugs, oil change, flushed out the hydro system, new hydro filter. I put new run flat rims and tires on it. I took the quick chute off of the right and put it on here. As you know, the accelerator is going to go on here. I put brand new tires on the back. I bought this bag and cup holder and mount accessory. I put that on it. New fuel filter. I pulled all the wires and connections off and cleaned them all and put it all back together. This grate up here protector was cracked and broken. I put a new one on there, new air filter on there, new grips for both sides right here. You couldn't see the fuel gauge. I redid that whole thing so you can see it nice and clear now. I put a new PTO switch in it. This pad here was thin and it was broken off the wood in the corners, so I took it all apart and I took the 1/2-inch piece of wood out of there and put in, it was a little over a 1/4-inch piece of wood. It was real thin, and I put in a 5/8 piece of carpenter grade plywood in there and put new pad in there and put the whole restabled it and reupholstered, put the whole thing back together. I put this whole brand new pad on here. It was missing that when I got it. I put this whole flap on here. That was missing when I got it. I unbolted on these mowers, the Exmark Vantage and these Toro Grandstands, the bigger ones, you can unbolt the axles both sides and you can slide them out so it has a wider stance and handles hills better. As you can see in there, where it was mounted, it only come out about 3 inches each side, but that 6 inches makes a world of difference. So I did that. These bushings in here, I replaced both sides, re-leveled the deck. I think maybe that is all I've done to this. I'm not real sure. Oh, brand new battery in it. I'm not sure. I think that maybe that's all I've done to this machine. Now, there is the grass bag for the Toro 30. That is huge. One of the biggest grass bags I've ever seen for a push mower. This here is my second 56-inch side discharge deck with the advanced chute on it. You guys know my opinions on that. I don't like it. But anyway, this is the second 56 side discharge. And that deck there is for the MT. Once I get through the heavy bagging portion of the spring, I'll switch and throw the side discharge on there. And then that way, if I want to just run both walkers any given day, I can side discharge with both of them, and both have 56-inch decks. Now, in the garage here, as you can see, tons and tons of blades, but I have this hard blade for cutting through heavy brush. It goes on the combi system. I have this bed redefiner that goes on the combi system. I did have the long-handled, the extendable hedge trimmers with the 360-degree articulating head. I sold those to Ryan because I want to buy the attachment that goes on my combi, so then that way I don't have another piece of equipment and I just have that. I also had the standalone bed redefiner, and I traded that to Ryan for his combi attachment for the same thing. Over here we have my Echo 8010. I absolutely love this blower. You guys know I do, especially when it comes to leaf season. And I just redid the whole upgrade kit of the blower system. You guys can go and check that out. I made a video about that. And up here I have my Steel SG20 backpack sprayer. Now over here I have the Steel BR200 backpack blower. This is a tiny little blower. It pretty much is supposed to be equivalent to my BG86 handheld blower. I think it's more powerful than that, but it's I bought it for my little guy Noah to blow off driveways, this and that, or blow off our driveway when we're screwing around out there. But it's nice to have in the summer when it's really hot and you just have some sidewalks and stuff to blow off. Your arm and your shoulder get really tired carrying around that BG86. For a little bit here and there, no big deal, but you're walking with that thing for a bit of time, and it's hotter than hell outside. It really affects it. So this is really nice to have for that. I do have my Steel extendable pole chainsaw right here. I get a lot of use out of that thing. And over here is my RBG 712 blade grinder. I just got it after GIE last year, and I have sharpened and rebalanced every blade I have on all my mowers. This is my balancer. It's made by Oregon, and that I bought off Amazon. So that is pretty much it. I hope I covered everything. I don't think that I left anything out. That is my 2020 setup and what I will be rolling with. It seems like a lot of mowers for one guy with one ass, right? But you know, I had Billy with me last year and he'll be with me this year. I heard Richie Plemons say in a video the other day that not one mower is perfect for everything, and he's exactly right. And people have asked me, why do you have, you know, different walkers and then standers and so on and so forth? That's why. There's not one mower that's perfect for everything. It doesn't exist. If you think you have it, show it to me. I'd love to see it. But I just don't think there's one mower that's specific for everything. Each one of these mowers serve a purpose, and each one of these mowers do something different that I want it to do that the other one doesn't do or doesn't do as well. So, but as always, guys, you don't have to buy the equipment we have. You don't even have to use the equipment we have. This is just what we use and how we get our job done every day. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Share the video if you want. We will see you in the next one.